Hello, everyone, and welcome back to an Aquinas esports stream. My name is Jay McCutcheon, known as Blue Jay, and I will be here to try and guide us, cast, stream, and do a little bit of analysis here tonight for Aquinas College, as well as for the other team. We have no bias here. We're excited to see a great League of Legends game, a best of three here in the match. Looks like we're going to be beginning the draft. So Aquinas College tonight is facing Omega Gaming Silence, the OGs. We'll call them the OGs for now. They are 2-0 currently in our Risen League, while Aquinas College is 1-1. So right now we're looking to pull a little bit of an upset. The league is just starting, but we are tearing through this pick and ban phase today. We already have Gangplank, Tariq, and Mordekaiser taken off the table for Aquinas College, while OGS has banned Shen, Zillion, and they have 15 seconds left to ban. A lot of these picks are pretty standard. I'd say the Shen is probably one of the most well-known bans right now at the moment in the top lane. Very strong pick. Even a few teams have been using it in the jungle, flexing it to the jungle and support. Hecarim being the final ban, another high priority jungler. Kind of surprised to see Graves not taken off the table here. Both of these junglers play it. Lilia instead is picked up as the number one pick for Aquinas College. Now, we have seen Lilia in World so far. Hasn't been doing so well. If you're following any other League of Legends page, the World Championship for all of League of Legends is going on right now over in China. So most of these leagues start at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So if you're up that late, go ahead and tune in. If not, get some sleep. Catch it in the next morning. Right now, we have Caitlyn picked on the other side. Another priority pick. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the Graves locked in, and it is a decent matchup into Lilia. Both of them are so effective at clearing their jungle. They just farm so fast and provide either damage or utility later in the game. Last series against Akuma Halberds, we saw, Travis. I'm going to call him Travis, guys. It's crazy to say, every 2 seconds when I'm talking about this guy. So Travis is playing Lilia here in the jungle for Aquinas College. He was so good on this pick. They just did such a great job about going in and out of fights, making sure that they used the ultimate effectively and peeled for the rest of his team. Lucian locked in again for Aquinas College. Stevenator here has played the Lucian, and while a lot of people think that Lucian can be like such an early dominant champion, which you might see in solo queue, a lot of Lucian picks either mid, top, or bot lane either go 10-0 or 0-10, so it's pretty volatile. Stevenator is playing a little bit more laid back in the approach. He's nailing all of his CS, providing a little bit of pressure in that lane, making sure to push in the lane, but he's not going for like all-ins. But when he gets his items, when he either gets his Manamune or his Blade of the Ruined King, he's popping off in fights. 1v2, a 1v3 even on a few other champions, just doing so well on some of these picks. OGS does respond to Morgana to Aquinas College's Thresh. A pretty decent counter pick. Thresh is a great champion in lane. He has so much diversity. He can start fights. He can pull your team out of them. He can slow down the team. He can chase people. Such an amazing champion. One of my favorites of all time in League of Legends. And Morgana does a great job of countering it because she can make one member of her team immune to all crowd control. Not only that, but she's also paired with this Caitlyn. This Caitlyn-Morgana combo in the bottom lane is insane. If you get hit by one Morgana binding, you're hit with a trap, you're hit with a 90 caliber net, you take a headshot to the face 2 or 3, 1 or 2 times, sometimes 3 if the Caitlyn has their mechanics all the way down. That's like god tier that only one Trix can do, so we'll see how well OGS can pull this off. We are seeing a few other bans. Aatrox being taken off the table. He did just get buffed. Right now we are on patch 1020. So his ultimate here at the 3rd upgrade, so level 16, which is really far into the game, his healing got increased. So Aatrox is one of those champions. That is, he does damage to other champions. He has increased healing, and that's more effective with his ultimate. Moving on, we have the Ornn band, a really staple top lane pick. We're seeing that a lot in priority in multiple leagues around the world. College of Play is no different. Having Ornn upgrades as the game goes on, and that immense amount of just raw item power is insane in some of these games as they go longer. Galio also banned and LeBlanc banned. Now they do have Silas, which is kind of interesting. A lot of times we don't see a lot of a blind pick Silas. Usually you want to pick it into something like Ornn so you can take that Ornn ultimate away and just blow that ram all the way across the other team. Now Ashe is being hovered, so it looks like it will be Lucian in one of these solo lanes. We have seen Will motion in the top lane, pull off the Lucian top, and while it wasn't super effective in that 1v1, he did a good job of just pressuring the enemy team. And we have Urgot hovered here for Will in the top side. Or Steve. Who knows what these teams are doing, man. Urgot can go in the mid lane. It's probably not going in the jungle, though it did just get buffed, and the damage to monsters and minions has gotten, up by a fair amount. But we'll have to see when it comes through. I don't expect it. I don't think any team's been practicing Urgot jungle. That's something on the down low that you might see me whip out in my solo queue games, but that's not public knowledge. I didn't do it, guys. Not my fault if you see Urgot running it down in your games. Now we are going to see this last pick over for Omega Gaming Silence. The Silas, while we look at the other team, really what you want to do in the power of Silas, you want to see what ultimates they can steal. And he's going to be able to steal Urgot ultimate, which is going to pull an enemy champion all the way to him and instantly execute him. Just yank his chain and throw him out the back door. He can steal this Ashe ultimate, which is a great long range engage. But Lucian and Lilia aren't too useful because Silas already has to dash into the fight and proc some of these other picks. Malphite is the last pick here for OGS, which it's solid. It's good into Urgot, it's good into Lucian, good into Ashe. I really like the pick as an engage potential, right? You want to start off some of these fights because the other team is all like AD carries basically, right? You have this Lucian who does attack damage. You have Ashe and you have Urgot. So we are going to go ahead and jump into game here. I'll go ahead and transition it over here as we move back. Of course, while we're spectating, guys, we're going to have to go through the whole pick ban phase. Again, they'll just are going to be picking in the order of the top down, and then we have 3-minute delay. So let's go over this matchup. In the top lane, we have Motion. In the jungle, we have, Travis. Remember, guys, Travis is in the jungle. We have Stevenator in the mid lane. PJR 00. We call him PJR, we call him 00. I like 00, you man. This guy has a license to kill. You see him sniping people from downtown on these Ashe picks. I don't know a better Ashe in League of Legends than when I've seen 00 on this pick. And then we have NA life support. On OGS, we have Black Dog 9. We'll do Black Dog. We have, I'm going to say, Bunky Kong. We're going to roll with that. And then we have Mad Show, Azuto, and Banhito. So as they're going through, we're going to go ahead and go over some of these matchups. We have Urgot versus Malphite in the top lane. Typically, we're going to see Urgot be pushing in the top side of the map, which can really free Travis to get some crazy invades. Just provide pressure all over. You do have a decent amount of kill pressure on Urgot versus Malphite. Malphite really needs to scale up a little bit, get those ninja tabbies, you get a frozen heart. Sometimes they pick up a Sunfire Cape, Randuin's or Thorn Mails. I'm fully expecting to have a Thorn Mail Malphite here in this game. And then you'll see the Malphite pop off. Because that's how this Malphite pick works. You build that armor, you dive those squishy champions, and you take them out, and they can't even scratch you. They can't even get through your shield. On this jungle matchup, we really just have a lot of farming pressure, right? You're looking to carry into these games. You're not looking to fight all the time, though you can as Lily, you can as Graves, but in matchups like these where they're both heavy farming champions, they much rather do full clears, maybe burn a few flashes. I would say you're going to see a little bit more pressure here in the mid lane. You do have the Silas. You can really try and abuse that one-to-one matchup. The Silas has to get up close, and this Lucian can just all in multiple times if Stevenator chooses to do that. We probably will see a level 1 invade from either side. This is the Travis, the AQ special here coming out from Aquinas College. They like to get in the enemy team's face. They like to steal those enemy raptors away and wrap around and see what they can do. Travis multiple times has just solo invaded the enemy raptors with either motion, or Stevenator, or sometimes his whole team just in his back pocket waiting and seeing what happens. The only worry that they really have is this Morgana and Silas and shoot, I say only, but now I'm listing like half their team here. You have Morgana, you have Silas, and you have Caitlyn, which all have, multiple abilities to make you live in a world of hurt, right? If you get hit by a Dark Binding by this Morgana, and this Caitlyn starts her traps, you can just be blown up from level 1. So AQ needs to be very careful with what bushes they're face checking here in this level 1, and whether they really want to do stuff. I say go for it, man. Send it. Too many games are taking too long, man. Just go for it. Let's see a bloodbath. You already have the aggressive champions. You have the tools to get in the fight, and I want to see it happen. Now, moving on over to the bot lane here, Ashe Thresh, very powerful lane. We've seen this quite a few times over in pro play. Not so much have we been seeing the Caitlyn Morgana. Sometimes we've seen the Caitlyn been taken off the table. Morgana does shore up a lot of the weaknesses that Caitlyn has. While Caitlyn is really high pressure, sometimes she can struggle to chase into fights just because she doesn't have the setup, right? It's very difficult for her to move forward into fights without either having a Storm Razor or having those tier 2 boots to really chase people down. And this Morgana, with that Dark Binding, with the ability to set up a fight by herself in and out of lane, is so immense and really helps this Caitlyn move across the map and really make use of the range advantage. The other thing that Morgana can do is put on that black shield. So any aggressive plays that you want to do on Caitlyn, who is quite the immobile champion, can really be turned around, right? You just throw the black shield on this Caitlyn, you absorb the Thresh Hook, the CC doesn't come through, and you're able to walk away scot-free. Now we'll see if NA Life support can live up to his name and support this whole team. NA isn't really known for a lot of regions. That's why we have a lot of imports. Core JJ, Broxa. That's why Team Liquid's over here moving through. But as Thresh, you can play a lot of mind games with this Morgana. Like I said, Thresh is one of my favorite champions. I have quite a few games on Thresh. As long as you're holding the hook and dodging some of these bindings, you can try and bait out the shield before you throw the hook. Or even if you hook the person who has the shield, you can still follow up on it. You can go through and flay the person that's standing next to them, still proc your Aftershock, still get a good engage on 2 members, and focus the one who doesn't have the shield. I would really like to see Life support here initiate quite a few of these fights, either with hooks. He doesn't have to go all in. He can bait those shields, and as soon as those shields are blown, that's when you throw the Ashe ultimate down. That's where you get the crystalline arrow just flying across the map, hitting some of these key targets. They think they're safe with the black shield. You wait for it, you time it out for a few seconds, and then you hit, and you hit hard. So that's kind of the full expectation I have of some of these things. I haven't gone quite into it. Obviously, 95% of the game is up to the players. So we can speculate all we want. We can speculate picks, we can speculate play style, we can speculate how the game's going to go, but we have no idea. But that's why we're here, man. That's what we're up to. We are watching this game. I'm feeling a lot better about this right now. I do have, my mint tea. I have some of my cough drops over here, and I am ready to load into this game and see what antics both of these teams are up to. Now, of course, we are still waiting on the League client to start here. It has been a little iffy with this patch, to be honest. There's multiple things going on with the client. Sometimes it's been loading things that aren't ever there. Sometimes we have people not fully loading into the game and loading out. Heck, it could just be my computer. Who knows at this point? But we are loading into the game right now. Both sides seem to be good to go. And we will wait for just a moment until everything clicks through.